Shalom Aleichem, everybody. I first of all want to start with giving a big yasher koyach this group to do the Rebbe's hero of learning one halacha unit. It's unbelievable. Kol hakavod. We'll do one halacha. Today's Rambam discusses something interesting about cherem. The Rambam discusses there's 24 things that if a person does, he goes into cherem. There's a fascinating shakla about how this cherem is triggered. You have to actually put him in cherem, or he just becomes a cherem automatically. There's a famous story with the Bach and the Taz, that the Taz was a son-in-law by the Bach, and he came to visit his father-in-law, and his father-in-law didn't speak to him for 2 weeks. He told him, after 2 weeks, he spoke to him, he said, the reason I didn't speak to you is because you were in cherem. And since you were in cherem, because there was a little kid who made a bracha on bread, hamoitzi lechem min haaretz, and you didn't answer amen. Fascinating. But let's get down to the Rambam. The Rambam has 24 things. Then the Rambam says, one of the things are, Bezdin, 17, Hamachshil es ha'ivei, someone who makes the blind man trip. And on this, there's a soga of the Ravid. The Ravid says, if you hit an older child, the child is going to hit you back. So you were machshalim, the Gemara says, made cotton, that you were machshalim in Avera. The question is, what is the Rambam and the Ravid arguing about? The commentaries ask, Kesef Mishnah, the Rambam in Hilchas Mamrim, where he discusses the halachas of Kibud Oveim, he discusses over there what is the halacha that you're not allowed to hit an older child because you're machshel iver badorech. You're making him trip. You're making him sin. So what's the machlekes? There's a beautiful minchas chinuch, mitzvah reish lamed beis. The minchas chinuch has a fascinating chikit. A shaila. If you take a rock, a simple rock, and a guy is walking in the street, and he trips on the rock, even a blind guy, you make him trip. Are you over on the Avera of Lifnei Iver l'site michshul or not? Do you say that ein mikra yoytze midei pshutai? Hamachshel iver badorach. The Gemara says in Yevamot, says only one pasuk by Yibum that you say mikra yoytze midei pshutai v'hoya habcher yikori al shem mochiv. Will the bcher be it'll be his son? It won't be al shem mochiv. It has other limudim, but bederach klal and tein is mikra yoytze midei pshutai. Or do we say no? Hamachshel iver badorach is mikra yoytze midei pshutai. It's not talking about a blind man tripping. It's talking about one thing and one thing only. It's talking about getting a yid to do an avera. If you help a yid do an avera, only then are you able to sit in michshel. Maybe if you make a poor man trip, you're over on chavola, you made him hurt, but not Lifnei Iver sit in michshel. That's the chkira of the minchas chinuch. Achronim want to say, Arif Perlo, in his biurim to the mitzvahs, want to say that in this chakira of the minchas chinuch, this is the machlekes of the Rambam and the Ravid. The Rambam says, Hamachshil Soive. From that, Rambam is mashma that even if you're machshil Soive, you're also Iver. Comes the Ivan and says, no. If he hits his older child, where it causes the kid to do an aveda and hit back the parents. The Rebbe says further, there's a fascinating chakira of the Rabbi Mendy regarding Lifnei Iver Lisita Michshel, regarding Techatzi Shira Semenatera, and some other mitzvahs. The Rabbi Mendy has a chakira like this. Brought down in Suribia. Lifnei Iver Lisita Michshel is every time that it says Lifnei Iver Lisita Michshel, is it a protis dike iser? Or is it a klolos dike iser? Meaning, is Lifnei Iver Lisita Michshel the same by the tzicha like by any other eating chaser? If you cause someone to do the tzicha and you cause someone to eat chaser, is it the same lav? Lifnei Iver, one lav. Lifnei Iver Lisita Michshel. Or do we say Lifnei Iver by the tzicha is much more severe by the tzicha than by eating chaz? The Rogatchover explains a beautiful Gemara. The Gemara in Kiddushin, the Gemara says that a machlekes of Shammai and the Tanakh. Shammai says from the name of Chagi Anovi that if you send someone to kill someone, you're chayiv. You don't kill him, he didn't kill anybody, he's chayiv b'din Shammai. Frag the Gemara in Kiddushin, the Tanakh holds that someone who sends to kill someone, Achmonu Litzlan, is poter. So the Gemara, Dino Rabo v'Dino Zuto iki b'nai. The machlekes l'shama in Tanakh is everyone who holds his chayiv within Shemaim is terrible. He sends someone to kill someone. The machlekes sees if it's Dino Rabo or Dino Zuta. What does Dino Rabo or Dino Zuta mean? Zog the Rogatchover, this it's told in this chira. Shammai says Dino Rabo, you're chayiv because you were overly Lifnei Iver from the tzicha, Dino Rabo. The Tanakh holds Dina Zuta. Why Dina Zuta? Because it's just a regular Lifnei Iver, the same Lifnei Iver that's by the Tzichas, by Chazir, by any other Avera. So this is the Chakir of the Rogatchover. So the Rebbe wants to say that this is also the Machlekes of the Rambam and the Iver. It's brought down in two places, local Tzichas, in Chiluk Yud Aleph, in Chiluk Tes and Haora. Same concept in two different letters, looks like. The Rebbe says like this. If you say like the Rambam, that Machshel Iver Badorech is not just causing a Yid to do an Aved. Machshel Iver Badorech is also tripping an old man with a stone. If that's Machshel Iver Badorech, so we say, since the Torah was mefaret a certain case of tripping an old man hitting a stone, so since he did that, so l'lamed ala klal yotzo, that every Lifnei Iver is individual. You cannot compare the Lifnei Iver of Tzicha with the Lifnei Iver of Chaz. But according to the Ravid says a mikra yoytze midei pshuta, and it's a blanket iser, of Lifnei Iver. So then Lifnei Iver everywhere is the same. Fascinating explanation of the Rebbe. So the Rebbe should help as a schus from learning these halachas from Nidui and learning the Rambam. So it says that Golus is a form of Chayrim. The Rebbe to help him. We should get out of this Chayrim, and from Bonim Shegolu Me'al Shulchan Avihem, we should be Zoiche to be back at our Father's table. And may this be an amazing beginning of being misburning in the holy words of the Rambam and doing the Rebbe's Hakoneh Behidur. God bless you all.